Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sydney. If you don't know me already, I typically make college and transfer videos, and today I'm joined by my friend Kelly.
Hello.
And she's going to be talking about her transfer experience, going to first a UC, then to community college, and then back to a UC. Let's get into it. Okay, can you give an introduction about yourself and a brief summary about your journey from high school till now?
Okay, so hey guys, I'm Kelly. I'm 20 years old. I'm gonna start my third year of college. I graduated in 2018, like Sydney, and so I applied to colleges in senior year, and then I was deciding in the end between UCSB and UC Davis. I only really applied to UCs and CSUs because I wanted to stay in state. But yeah, so I was deciding between SB and Davis, and I picked SB, UCSB, and now I'm going to transfer to Berkeley as a third year.
What were your stats in high school?
Okay, so my unweighted GPA I think was like 4.25. My weighted GPA was 4.25. My unweighted was 3.83, and my ACT score was 32.
Did you do any extracurricular activities?
So my main extracurriculars were tutoring for AVID, which is a program for students at the high school. So I did that for 2 years, and then I played softball for 1 year, and I played field hockey for three years. I was part of a club called Ohana, which is for special needs students, for 3 years, and I had jobs. I had some jobs. I was tutoring. I also worked at a French school as a French teacher, and I worked at a restaurant for like the last part of high school.
Did you take any AP classes?
Yeah, so in junior year I took AP French, AP Bio, and I took AP Language and Composition, and in senior year I took AP Macroecon, AP US Government, and AP Calculus 8. So 6.
Hey, why did you decide to go to UCSB right after high school?
So I kind of always had, I'm sure like a lot of us, this image of just going to college right after high school. So like I said before, I applied to colleges in senior year, and I know that UCs are good schools, so I kind of just picked the school I like better between UCSB and UC Davis, because for my major, which is econ, was and still is econ, they're pretty much the same, I guess. So I don't know. I kind of made the decision like hastily, so that probably ended up being why I wanted to transfer in the end.
How was your experience at UCSB in terms of like academics and social life?
So academics, I'd say I was pretty much prepared for the level of difficulty. I took an English class for my GEs, which was fine. I took an art history class for my GEs, which was also fine, really interesting class. And I took Calculus B, which is like the follow-up for Calculus AB. And that was a STEM class, so it was a little harder, but I'd say it was fine compared to high school academics. And then socially, there are a lot of things to do socially. There's a lot of, I wasn't in Greek life, but the Greek life is pretty big. You don't need to be in Greek life, I'd say, at UCSB, because there's a lot of other parties going on, if you're interested in that. People are really friendly there most of the time. And usually freshman year, people are really friendly anyways, so it was pretty good socially, academically. Yeah, I'd say it's a well-balanced school.
Why did you decide to leave UCSB?
So already when I was there, I like had some doubts about being there, but I was paying I'm paying part of my school, and something happened at home paying for the school and everything. So even though originally I was planning to at least stay a year to see if I liked it or not, like it was the best decision to leave after a quarter, and it kind of made sense too because I realized I didn't really feel at home there, and I wanted to explore more in terms of my major, in terms of I was an econ major, but at UCSB we don't have a business program, and at the time I wanted to be in a business program, so I knew at community college I could explore like different business classes, which I ended up doing, and then I wanted to transfer somewhere where I had more resources for what I wanted academically, so mostly for financial and like major related reasons.
How was the transition from UCSB to a community college?
I finished my fall quarter at UCSB, and then I had to cancel my housing contract, and I just had to pay a fee to cancel my housing contract. And then after I just went home, I tried to look up like what classes I was going to take, at least for like the next quarter. I registered. I was late for registering for classes for my community college because everyone kind of registers for classes before like the time I got there. But that was fine, and I ended up getting the classes I needed. And also, what else? Transition was pretty much fine. Just had to move all my stuff back home, so yeah.
What was your experience like at community college in terms of like academics and social life?
So academics, it was also fine. I mean, it was a little bit like more simple than at UCSB, and I'd say a little more simple than like high school. It was more like straightforward, either for me at least. My classes, like if you put in the work and you take the advice your teachers are giving you, you will most likely get the grade that you want, with the exception of like some like STEM classes that are a little harder. But yeah, it was fine. I had to, like, Nicole helped a lot, helping me like pick classes and like what I needed to take, and I got advice from Sydney too in terms of transfer and stuff. So you have to just like have your goal in mind and really seek help out like whenever you need it. Like that means like whatever, it's like Googling something, going on a forum like College Confidential, asking anyone you know that like had transferred before who's older than you. Counselors are also a good resource too, but I wouldn't rely on them entirely because they're not always the most insightful, unfortunately, unless you meet like a really good counselor. Even talk to your professors about like which classes they recommend for your strengths, and like, because they also know, and a lot of professors there at community college were community college students, or their friends are also went through community college. So yeah, just definitely ask around in terms of academics. Socially, at first I kind of was in the mindset that like community college is not like, you don't make friends there, no one's social, so I think that probably like held me back a little bit, just because like I thought that myself. But I'm like pretty outgoing, I guess, so like in classes I would just like try to talk to people, and some people are like not responsive, some people you can easily like make friends with, because after all, like there's so many different kinds of people at community college, and I think that was like one of my favorite parts of being there, is that I could meet people that were like from the same area as me, like from high schools, and then they're also like international students. Yeah, just reach out, don't hold yourself back, because even though it's just like a stepping stone or whatever between like high school and your next school, or wherever you're coming from, like it is still time you're spending there, and I would say like just make the most of it. I ended up making like some really good friends that I'm gonna be friends with for a long time, so yeah.
Did you have any extracurricular activities while at community college?
My main extracurricular was working at the restaurant I was working at in high school. So I worked like a good amount of hours every week there. I did a little bit of tutoring here and there that like I had done in high school as well. I'd say that's actually pretty much about it, because I wasn't really there for a while before applying. I was there for like a few months before applying again, so I kind of just like focused on getting my classes done.
How did your credit transfer over from UCSB to community college?
So I'm pretty sure the community colleges in like the California states and the UCs are all like in some similar system, right? So the credits mostly transfer like in between all of them, and I didn't really take any like very specific courses at UCSB, so I just sent my official transcript from UCSB. You have to order it through your school, and then they took like a few weeks to evaluate it, and then I ended up getting credit for all the classes I took. So yeah, just just make sure you check out like the rules and stuff for the school you're at.
What were your stats at community college?
My GPA was 3.96 or 3.97.
How did your UCSB GPA play a role in your entire like transfer GPA?
So it just counts as if it was like another quarter that you were at community college. Like it's not heavier or lighter than your other quarters, just because it's a different school. So it has the same weight as my community college, like 1 quarter at community college, because SB is also on quarter system. So it doesn't average with my community college GPA. It just gets like all the grades from all my quarters got added and then divided by the number of classes I took, just like how you normally take a GPA. And my transfer GPA was 3.9, so that was like counting UCSB and community college. So on all my lower division credits was 3.9.
How was the transfer application process for you?
So like I said, there's a lot of different requirements that you have to like make sure you complete. So first, based on the major you want to apply at the school you're looking at, so not at your community college, but like let's say you want to go to UC San Diego, you have to look at UC San Diego itself and see for that major what classes they want you to take before coming. So go on assist.org, which I'm sure has been talked about before, and then you can fill out which school you're coming from, which school you're going to, and what major. And so make sure you follow those classes. So I followed like all the prereqs for the major I applied to at all the schools I was applying to, because I wanted to make sure I had like an equal chance of going to each school. And then I also had to make sure I finished my GEs, so I followed I Get C. It just has like all the subject groups that you need to finish, and that's like one of the best accepted like GE like processes that you can do. So I did that. I did, and then I kind of just had some extra room for classes, so I ended up taking like some accounting and business classes that I was interested in that like complemented my econ major. So yeah, so I made sure I did my classes, and then also I really focused on my essays. I guess those are like the 2 main components.
What schools did you apply to?
So again, I wanted to stay in-state because it's better financially, and also I just want to take advantage of the UCs that we have. So I applied to UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC San Diego, and I tagged at UC Davis. So I applied to 4 schools.
What schools did you get accepted to, and what school are you deciding to go to for the fall?
So I got accepted to UC Davis through my tag, UC San Diego, and UC Berkeley. I got waitlisted at UCLA, and so I'm transferring to Berkeley in fall. I decided on Berkeley.
Why did you decide that you want to transfer to Berkeley?
So it's always my dream school in high school, and when I got in to Berkeley, it was one of the first schools to come out. I just like had a feeling that I didn't have before. Like even though I always knew it was my dream school, when I got in, I was just like, I felt like it was the right place to go for me. And also it was a school that I'd been thinking about when I was transferring, because there's the School of Business, and even though I didn't apply to the business program just because I didn't want to, I also like econ as a major and as a program. I can take classes in Haas School of Business, so that was a really big factor for me, whereas like the other schools I applied to don't have a business school. And also I just like the environment, I guess, at Berkeley. I like how there's a lot of discussion about like political stuff going on, and like educationally and generally it's just like the environment I know I want to be in. And I also really like the area of Berkeley and the Bay Area, and I don't know, it just felt like the right school for me. So.
What's your biggest piece of advice to people who want to transfer to like a UC or are at like a current UC and they're kind of debating if they want to go to like community college and then transfer to another UC?
If you're at a UC right now, think about the major that you're in, and if it's a program where you're at that it's something that you're happy with and that gives you room to explore the classes and things like kind of outside your major and that go with your major that you like, because the UCs are kind of specific in terms of some schools have certain programs, some don't, and they're all really good at what they're good at. Like some schools are better for like sciences, some schools have the business school, some schools have like engineering schools. So make sure that you have what you want academically. Also, if you're just not happy, I mean, this goes with any school, like just follow like what you feel is right, because college is not, it's 4 years, which seems long, but like it's not that long, and you are paying a lot for it. I know for me, I am paying part of my tuition, so it didn't feel like the best decision for me to pay for something I wasn't happy with. See if like your credits could transfer into the major that you're looking at. If you need, if you have time to spend like a year at community college, like let's say you're finishing a year right now at a UC, and you like still have a year before having 90 credits to transfer to another UC, see if transferring to community college would work out for you, if that works with your family. If not, look at your chances of getting in like UC to UC, because the chances of transferring from a UC to a UC are a lot smaller, because community college transfers have to make up 92% of the transfers coming into a UC. There's only like the other 8% for UCs, CSUs, and other 4 years, so yeah. And for people who are at community college right now, like I said, just seek out help, follow like what you feel is right, follow, explore classes you want to explore, even if it's not part of your major or like something that goes with your major. Like community college is like the best place to try stuff out. And also talk to your professors, because I know at least at our community college, like there's a lot of professors that have been teaching or work in that industry that you're in. So like for me, I had a lot of professors that were previously like accountants or worked in business or worked in high tech. So I found that really useful to talk about their experience. Just really don't hold yourself back is my best advice. Just like say yes to everything.
Thank you, Kelly, for coming here today and being on my YouTube channel and answering a lot of questions about your transfer experience. And hopefully this helped a lot of you guys. I'll link Kelly's Instagram down below, and you guys can ask her questions or like in the comments as well, you can ask questions and she'll answer them.
Thank you for having me on your channel.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!